I'm sorry I'm late. I've actually been sitting here for about 10 minutes, and I just got Scott's question if I was going to be doing the Hangout today, and I thought I was, but I wasn't broadcasting. So, yes, I'm doing the Hangout, and uh, like I said, I answered the one question I got on the Google form, but apparently I forgot to hit broadcast. That's how out of it I am today. Um, but again, sorry I'm late. Just having to be a little out of it because I'm not feeling too great. Uh, but go ahead and get your questions in, and I'll do my best to answer them. Uh, I'll go back to that one question that I answered before I started broadcasting. Like I said, I thought I was broadcasting already, so um, I'll go ahead and I again sorry, and I'll get to the questions. Uh, excuse me. So, oh, come on, computer. Excuse me. Alrighty. I had one question. It's not letting me get to it on my tablet. I'll make sure that I'm not sure. I think it was an anonymous question. But I'm going to go ahead and double check just in case. Okay, yes, it was an anonymous question. Uh, the question was, can Chromeboxes and Chromebooks connect to enterprise wireless networks? Um, pardon me, sorry. Uh, I personally don't have any experience with enterprise networks, enterprise wireless networks. But being a Chromebook TC, Chromebook Central top contributor, uh, I tried to go back and look at various posts on Chromebook Central and see what other people said, and I didn't really find much. I found one post about enterprise wireless networks, and they were having issues with connectivity where it would drop out every 20 minutes or so. They updated the OS that was running their network, and it seemed a bit more solid. And then someone else posted that a update to Chrome OS, which I believe was like version 30 point whatever, so a few updates ago, they didn't have any issues with their enterprise wireless network either. So it should work. Chromebooks and Chromeboxes should work on a wireless network. So a wireless enterprise network, sorry. But it should work. I got a question from Scott. Question goes, I have a guy that has a Chromebook that he has tried everything to get connected to a school network. I've suggested power washing, hard resetting, and OS recovery, all to no avail. Anything else he can try? He says it connects to his home network fine. Okay, so it might be that's I think that's kind of the same thing with the wireless enterprise networks. Excuse me, sorry. Um, it might be an encryption thing on the network side. Um, it could also. I'd definitely have him send feedback on his Chromebook while trying to connect to the network. That way, the Chrome OS team will have something to look at. Um, okay, I okay, and Scott's added more. His school network has ooh um I can't pronounce that. I'm horrible at pronouncing things. Ubiquity Unify Wi-Fi access points, which is the same as what Scott had in his school district, and they had over 100 Chromebooks from various vendors that all connected fine. Okay, so it probably wouldn't be an encryption thing. He might have to reset his um, DNS settings. Right now, off the top of my head, I don't remember. But if he goes to Chromebook Central, you can look it up, and it's really easy to do. Um, but uh, I'm having a brain fart right now that I can't vocalize how to do it right now. I can look it up and read it off for you also. But um, definitely, first, if he tries to connect on that network and it fails, go ahead and have him suggest to him to do a feedback report and uh, send that to Google, the Chrome OS team. That way they have it they can see it also. Um, that way, yeah. So, um, but let me actually, yeah, I want to look up the DNS reset thing real quick because I know I have it kind of bookmarked. Excuse me, sorry. Um, sorry, I'm trying to find the easiest way to do it for you. Um, actually trying to find the actual setting for you in the settings that way. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. We have 5 Chromebooks in 3 different grades, and I thought that kids could sign in for the first time on one device and take their picture, and it would sync, so it would go to the other devices that go through. Okay, hold on a sec. Sorry. Okay. We currently have 5 Chromebooks in 3 different grades, and thought that kids could sign in for the first time on one device and take their picture, and it would sync so that they would go sign into another device, and they would have it. They would not have to go through the process of setting their picture. So that doesn't seem the case. However, if myself and a teacher signs in, it automatically pulls the picture we initially set. Okay, what I think the issue is with this, not syncing the students' pictures and syncing the teachers and the teachers' pictures. The teachers' pictures are probably being pulled from their Gmail account, if it's used profile picture email or Google Plus or any of their Google services. It's stored on the cloud already. The students' pictures, I don't believe, are stored because of the privacy policy that Google holds in place for minors. They don't store those pictures, I believe. It's just on the Chromebook locally, like a supervised user. I don't, like I said, I don't 100% sure know about this, but I'm pretty sure that it's a privacy thing with mine. Google won't Google won't sync the students' pictures, mainly because they don't they wouldn't have a Gmail account to pull the picture from for their own profile. That's probably where the other teachers sign into them, and they get their pictures probably coming from their Gmail avatar. And Scott, it's perfectly fine that you're asking questions for other people. That's fine. Um, Copy and paste all you want, and I'll like I said, I'll do my best to answer them. And if my answer's not detailed enough or good enough, you guys can always head over to Chromebook Central. It's the Google the official Google product forum. I'll make sure to post uh, a link on Google Plus and on the YouTube description. Excuse me. But I've been dealing with Chromebooks for about almost, yep. Let's see. Since the CR48 came out, I was a part of the beta tester, so um, like I said, Google won't. It's their policy if students are under 13, they technically can't have any Google account. Um, once they hit 13, Google will be like, okay, they can have their accounts, but until they hit 13, they don't they wouldn't support minors. Now, if they probably have, I don't know how some schools might set it up where they have a school email account maybe so they can get stuff. Excuse me, sorry, but I don't think it'd work kind of the same where they could put any picture up, or if they want to put a picture up, it'd have to be approved or something. I don't know, but um, I personally don't know how the whole managed school Chromebook things 100% work. I just have a rough idea from being around it in Chromebook Central. Excuse me. um, not quite. I forgot what I was doing. Sorry. Um, okay, going back to the sorry, going back to the connection issue. If another thing you might want to try, kind of the DNS setting. Um, when when you go down to the bottom right hand side where the like the time and Wi-Fi connection, battery life thing, and sorry, but click on that. Click on the network you're trying to connect to, and it'll take you to the settings. It'll take you to the settings for that network, and then it'll have a network tag where you can either have it to automatic network. Oh, let me put the settings real quick. Sorry. Okay, you can have it configure automatically. You can use automatic name servers. You can use the Google name servers or a custom name server. If it's a custom name server, the IT department should actually be able to take care of that for you. I don't know if the the school networks would have access to the Google name servers. If they do, it should be able to work. But yeah, that should uh, it should just sorry. It You shouldn't have the connection issue with just one Chromebook. It sounds just like it might have a bug. Um, it may have gotten a bad update or um, something. Or another issue would be that maybe a extension sync kind of messed up something. So it could. I'm sorry. I call them rogue extensions because they cause havoc. But if you have access to guest mode on that one that's having issues connecting, um, okay, there is a option to put in the IP manually. Um, just have them click down in that little mini settings thing down in the bottom right. Click on the network name, and it'll pop up the window in the settings for, it'll say connection settings or connection networks and one other tab. If he clicks on the network, he can deselect configure automatically and just manually configure it. He should be able to do that. Fairly simple. Excuse me. I'm trying to see if I have any questions on YouTube. Excuse me, sorry. See if any comments are coming through on YouTube. I don't think. Okay, doesn't look like we have any questions there. the hard reset didn't work, it would likely be either a bug, because if you did the like a power wash, it should, well, if it's a synced extension causing a problem, power wash would save it until it resynced. So if the Chromebook has a guest mode, I'd suggest trying that and seeing if it would allow him to connect. And if he can connect in guest mode, it's an extension or an app causing the issue. And if not, it may be just a system bug that it's stuck on, in which the power wash should have fixed. And if the power wash doesn't work, you may have to resort to a full system restore, which is just doing the recovery to see if that would take care of it. But a power wash should take care of anything that would be like an extension issue, a syncing issue, or whatnot. Excuse me, sorry. I may go back to what I did last week and go over some Chromebook Central questions. And just keep hopping back and forth from the Hangout window to my Chromebook window to see if we have new questions over here. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier or last week. I can just dock both sides. Oh, that's why. It didn't quite work. Yeah, the main thing, Scott, would be definitely provide feedback. Do the feedback report, get that to the Chrome OS team. That way they can be made aware of the problem also. And Let's see. All right, so in Chromebook Central, we have a question. Nicole Dunn. She cannot get her custom wallpaper set. And Frank's got the right idea. She didn't provide much information. She just has her title where I cannot get my custom wallpaper set, and then cannot get custom wallpaper set for the issue description. Frank, one of our other TCs in Chromebook Central, suggested that when you're using the wallpaper picker, make sure the page zoom is not operating. Use Control-0 to return to zoom to default. Because sometimes when you're doing that, when you're in there, it likes to be zoomed for some reason, and you'll not see the button to set. Control-0 should show you that set button. That way you can do that. Now, if you're trying to set, like, I don't recall exactly what file types are supported for the wallpaper. I think it's kind of picky, but let me double check. I know I came across one where the file support wasn't there. It may have been, I just tried out of curiosity, maybe I know an animated GIF wouldn't work. Excuse me. PNGs work. Of course, JPEGs work. But yeah, when you make sure it's not zoomed in or whatnot. I accidentally changed my wallpaper. I don't like that. And now actually it doesn't even have the set button. It should automatically show up. Again, sorry, I'm coughing all over it. But if you're not seeing the pop-up window, or you're trying to use a, like I said, I believe GIFs don't work. I currently don't have any on my Chromebook, so I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure that it might be a file type issue. or just zoomed in all the way like Frank said. Okay, this is a very this kept coming in since Chromebooks first came out. Uh, I would like to turn on my Chromebook without password and only require password to get into my Gmail account. Is that an option? Straight up, no. Google's done this for security issues, so no one has access to your data. You could set up a supervised account. No, those would require passwords too, so you can't do that, I don't believe. So, Frank goes, no, that is not part of the Google account security. One password, all of Google. When your Chromebook starts, you must enter your account info. You have your options about when it awakes from sleep, not to require a password, but for cold start, no. Been asked for since time out of mind, unlikely to change. However, there's a new feature being developed which will allow you to sign into your Chromebook via your phone. It's working its way down from the experimental channels. No timeline. Google never talks about timelines. But yeah, I don't foresee Google ever going, okay, you can log in without putting your password in, besides the one where they're setting up where if you have your Android phone with you and it's pretty much next to your Chromebook, they'll detect each other and the Chromebook will allow you to log in without putting your password in because it knows you're right there. Now, that would most likely be an option that you'd have to turn on, because I know for one, I personally would probably turn it off, mainly because if both my phone and my Chromebook were taken, they'd have access to my Google accounts. So that would not work for me. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I just personally most likely wouldn't use it unless I was at home. Let's see other options out on Chromebook Central. Chromebook Central. Trying to actually find ones that don't have answers. Excuse me. Here's another frequent one that we get in Chromebook Central. It seems more often than not. Can you turn a Chromebook into a mobile hotspot? Short answer, no. The radio is receive only. It does not broadcast at all. It doesn't have the capabilities to do so, let alone the hardware. Even if you tether it, it wouldn't be able to share the data. But the hardware just doesn't support it, even with like the the 3G versions. They don't have the capability, the hardware capability, nor the software capability to share that mobile data. And the same answer other TCs gave that user already. Okay, this person did not give any information besides the the topic for their question. Does this mean that I do not have inbuilt storage? Now, for that, you have inbuilt storage. Most Chromebooks have a 16 gigabyte solid state drive. And with that, you can store, let me see, I'm having issues with my Chromebook not wanting to cooperate with me for a second. If, like, I have 8 gigs left, and I have a lot of different wallpapers that I like to cycle through. That I have it. I have a bunch of them cycling through. Huge Batman fan, so I have my Batman wallpapers that cycle through. But you have roughly, out of the 16 gigs, probably, I don't remember exactly. I want to say at least 14 that the OS doesn't take up, I believe. At the most, the OS probably take up 4 gigs, so you'd have 12. At the very least, you'd have 12 gigs of local storage, and that would, you'd have to be careful with what you store on your Chromebook. That's why most people should, like besides my wallpapers, I have thumb drives that I store everything else on. But if I lose my wallpapers, I lose my wallpapers. For most of them, they're backed up on, I have them backed up on an external hard drive anyway. But so you do have inbuilt storage for a Chromebook. It's very limited, and if the system needs the space, some files might get deleted. So you want to back up your important stuff either to like Google Drive or your photos to like Google Plus or Facebook or wherever you want to store your photos, Flickr, wherever. You don't have to store them on Google products. You can use Box instead of, or Dropbox and Box and Mediafire. Instead of Google Drive, you can use Flickr, Photo Bucket, Imager, all that stuff for storage photos instead of like Google Plus or Picasa. Now, like I said, if the 16 gigs on the inboard storage on the Chromebook, the system will automatically delete stuff if it needs the space. So you have to be worried what you save on there and how often you back up. Okay, and now I have a new question on the Hangout, so I'll jump over there real quick. This is from Tammy. Okay. I've already answered this question, but I'll go ahead and repeat it again as you're watching right now. You have the 5 Chromebooks in 3 different grades, and you thought when the students first signed in, took their picture, you thought it'd sync across accounts or across devices. It's a Google privacy issue with minors that's not allowing their pictures to be synced. I'm not sure if they have a school email account that's connected to their account, or it's just that, because I believe in the first question I got that was copy and pasted that the teacher's pictures do sync across. The teacher's pictures most likely are being pulled from their Gmail account, or if they have a Google Plus account, it's probably being pulled from the Google Plus account. For students, they don't have Google Plus and they probably don't have Gmail account because Google doesn't officially allow those under 13 to have Google accounts of anything. So it wouldn't sync. It's stored locally on the Chromebooks, so it wouldn't sync over. If you chose like one of the default avatars that they had, those would sync over because each Chromebook has those and it knows to pull that. It would have like use the beaker or use the ice cream cone, but it wouldn't send their picture into the cloud for it to be pulled onto another Chromebook. Again, that's just Google's policy because they are children and they're under 13, and they'd rather not be in trouble for that. It's just what I believe is it's just Google pretty much covering their butt just to make sure that nothing gets them in trouble. Like if the student decides to take the Chromebook home for some reason, or take a Chromebook home, or log into that account on Chrome at home and take an obscene photo and try to get that to sync onto the Chromebook. Not that that would happen, but just in case, they'd rather it be saved locally instead of sunk into the cloud or whatnot. Okay, here's one from Chromebook Central. Can anyone answer the question below on Chrome devices' public use and printing? We are a museum using Google Apps for Business with Windows PCs and the Chrome browser. We have an HP OfficeJet Pro, which supports Google Cloud Print, and would like to initially add 5 LG Chrome bases to our network. The Chrome bases are to be used by the public to view web pages, but additionally, we would like the public to be able to print to the HP OfficeJet Pro too. Can anyone tell us if we can use guest mode, browse's guest option that's built into the Chrome OS public browsing, can they want to know if they can use Chrome guest mode or browser's guest for public use and be able to attach it to their cloud print. But I know guest mode wouldn't allow you to use cloud print. You can use a supervised user, sign it in. Kiosk mode would work. But you're most likely, you should, like, what they should do is probably set up supervised users on those and just that'd be able to use the cloud print from there. Okay, sorry, Tammy. No need to apologize about having me repeated. It's fine. So your Google Plus member, when you signed in, it doesn't pull your Google Plus profile picture. It pulls when you started your Chromebook. Okay, set up your Chromebook. I know it's set. When I set up my Chromebook, I just use my profile picture. I just have it set to use my profile pic. It automatically syncs over to whichever Chromebook I'm jumping onto. I know with my CR48, the first time I used it in a while, it had my old Google Plus profile picture, and it changed when I logged in. But I don't remember when I took a picture, it didn't sync over. That may have changed in an update where they have it syncing over now. But again, with the managed education Chromebooks, the kids probably wouldn't have that feature simply because of the privacy issue that Google sees in that. Like I said, I'm sure they'd rather just cover their own behinds than have an issue with a picture of a minor sinking somewhere that it may not. The parents may not want it to be seen or whatever. And again, that's a highly unlikely scenario that would happen, but Google probably just would rather avoid that issue from occurring. Not a problem for trying to be a help, Scott. Um, and again, if my answers weren't clear enough, you can always hit me up on Google Plus. Um, you can drop by Chromebook Central. Uh, we have many TCs and rising stars, top contributors and rising stars that are more than happy to try to help out, answer your question. The whole community is really great at trying to help out. With the Chromebook for Education, uh, if we can't entirely answer your question, we'd likely be pushing you guys towards the official support team because a lot of us don't have experience with the Chromebooks for Education or Chrome OS, the education side of stuff. But we do try to help you guys as much as we can over on Chromebook Central. Excuse me. Okay, so we'll go back to Chromebook Central again. Sorry, trying to find some questions that I can answer on Chromebook Central. Questions that don't have any details to them, because it'd just be guessing what the poster means. A lot of the questions that aren't answered can't be answered without further comment from the original poster, so I'll try a few more to see if questions I can answer for you guys. Okay. I'm not getting many questions through Chromebook Central either. So I'm gonna call it a day. Um, and hopefully I can answer your questions next week. Hopefully I'm feeling a lot better next week also. Thank you.